Back to 197. Further remarks on Senate Bill 197. Does anybody wish to speak before Representative May? Oh, you just talked on the amendment. Never mind. Representative May on the bill.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, what my good friend from Minnehaha County isn't telling us is the Senate trying to drag their dirty laundry over into this House. And this is about one person and one other person, and they don't like them. And they're trying to drag us into this mess. And I'm just asking the House, don't allow this. Don't allow them to drag their mess
Please
over
keep
here.
your comments on the bill.
Mr. Speaker, I would say that it is the bill. These kind of bills cause for a lot of hard feelings. And I just think that we are above this. So I really hope, in committee, if you listen to the testimony, and they asked how many people this affected, who was the problem, they had one person, and it's the one that they're addressing in this bill. So is this a good bill? No, this isn't a good bill. They shouldn't be wasting our time with this kind of stuff, bringing us into this. So I'm strongly encouraging everybody in here to send them a message across the way. Take care of your own business over there. Don't drag it over here. Thank you.
Further remarks, Senate Bill 197. Representative Soy,
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have a question for the prime sponsor.
please ask your question.
So what is the root issue you're trying to solve here? Is it to prevent a conflict of interest?
Representative Duba, do you wish to respond to that question?
Yes, Mr. Speaker. That's exactly what we're trying to do here. So when you have an individual who's a legislator and then you have a lobbyist spouse, there is actually, those individuals, believe it or not, share private conversations. And there's information that's available to that lobbyist that may not be available to others as an advantage. And so, yeah, that's exactly what we're trying to do here. That and financial gain.
Thank you. A few comments, please.
Yes, Representative Soy.
As the prime sponsor stated, this bill is about preventing conflicts of interest, so I believe this is germane to the bill. We're only addressing one very, very small situation here where a spouse is a private lobbyist. What about a spouse being a public lobbyist, which is what I believe my good friend from Kyle was trying to address in her amendment? What about a spouse who works for a government agency whose budget is directly affected by the decisions we make here? Is it a conflict of interest if the spouse who's a legislator gets to vote to decide if their spouse who's a government employee gets a raise this year? I'd say that's a conflict of interest. So if that's something that we really, truly want to address, then let's take a look at it instead of just henpecking one person in one situation, because this does not solve the problem. I would ask you to vote no.